Amazon is working to create a robot that can do chores around the house. By Washington Post, adapted by News staff, April 30th, 2018. Robots are already being used to build cars, perform surgeries, and look after the elderly. But what about domestic robots, ones that can make a bed or do the dishes? These robots may not be far off. That's because Amazon has set in motion a top-secret plan. It is working on building a robot for the home, according to Bloomberg at Business Magazine. The project is already several years old. It comes from Lab 126, the same part of Amazon that created products like the Echo and the Kindle. The domestic robot project is known as Vesta. It may hit the shelves as early as next year, Bloomberg reported. The robot's potential skill set and abilities remain unknown. Bloomberg reports that models of the robot include cameras and software. This allows the robot to navigate a home. This leads some to speculate that Vesta will work like a roving Alexa, the personal home assistant inside of the Echo. Rosie is the ideal robot. Siddhartha S. Srinivasa is a professor of robotics. He said we're still years, perhaps decades away from anything like Rosie. Rosie is the famous robotic housekeeper from the Jetsons, a cartoon show from the 1960s and 1980s about a family living in the future. Srinivasa expects robotics to continue developing steadily. Along that development, there will be unexpected breakthroughs that experts can't foresee. There is a holy grail, though, something that everyone is working towards, Srinivasa said. This would be a robot that not only moves around, but physically interacts with the world around it, like Rosie. Rosie is not a passive observer of the universe. She's an active participant, he said. It's maddening how hard that is to create. Just getting a robot to pick up a coffee mug is incredibly hard while being incredibly easy for humans. There are many challenges ahead. The home is one of them, Srinivasa said. Homes are not well suited to robotic movements. It's much easier to design a robot that moves around a factory floor, he said, than it is to design one that can sidestep an ever-changing landscape of dirty clothes piles and children's toys. Creating robots that can interact. Another challenge is creating a social robot that meaningfully interacts with humans inside the home. This would mean adjusting to cultural differences and social norms from house to house. That is an incredibly hard problem for researchers to solve, he said. Finally, he said companies like Amazon will have to tackle privacy questions. When a robot enters a home, it will collect data or private information. People are much more protective of their homes than any other space, he said. Amazon has a lot of advantages in developing a domestic robot. First, the company already knows so much about the products inside of customers' homes. Second, some of its products, like Alexa, already use voice recognition. Still, there is already competition in the robot-making world. Alice, Pepper, and Jibo. Among that competition is Alice Robot. It was one of the most popular displays at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas this year. This child-sized machine wowed onlookers by performing household duties. It mopped, picked up stuffed animals off the floor, and moved furniture. The robot was even able to get drinks from the fridge using an advanced grabbing arm. Alice may have cleaning skills, but Pepper has emotional skills. Pepper is a doe-eyed robot on wheels made by SoftBank Robotics. The company claims its machine possesses the ability to read people's emotions. It can do so by interpreting faces and voices. Then there's Jibo. Jibo is a 12.5-inch tall stay-at-home robot that can help out around the house, tell you the weather, or answer trivia questions. He can also dance and tell some pretty corny jokes, according to the one online review site. It appears Jibo can keep its owners company, but can't do anything too useful.